All right. Jewelius Erving, episode 7.
Oh, can you spell that time?
What's your name?
It's J.Carr the Supastar.
Jake.
I'm DDot. And we're currently in the midst of watching game number 4. The score right now is 10-4 Phoenix, with 8:20 left in the first quarter. So forgive if this episode is interrupted by random exclamations and commentary. It's just that's what it is. Anyway, how y'all doing? What y'all been getting into?
Sure, I'm gonna let Ev go first.
All right. Well, what are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Man, let's look at. 1 second. Man, I don't know. I've been revisiting some random Beatles tracks. I have a sibling that hit me up in the middle of the night, was asking me about some shit. So I was just listening to just random stuff. I listened to Circle Jerks yesterday, their whole record. Man, I didn't listen to them until recently, but it's really good punk. Just saying. It's
I'm
heavy.
not
a lot
familiar
of
with
good
the Circle
catchy
Jerks.
chord progressions. It's like hardcore, but it kind of like blurs the lines of like it's like poppy progression. So.
Where should I start?
What I was listening to was their first record. I think there's just like 2 records. Wild in the Streets.
Wild in the Streets. All right. We'll have to put a link to that in the description. What you been on? J.Carr?
I really been listening to the beats that you sent me.
Yeah?
Yeah, trying to.
We'll keep those on the hush for a little while, but me and
Yeah.
J.Carr working on some songs together.
How's the theme song coming?
We haven't started it yet.
We
Still
need-
looking for a beat, man. Still looking for a beat.
All right,
You can't rush the good shit, bro. I promise it'll be good. I gotta find like some 70s funky shit first.
Some really funky shit.
It's gotta be funky. It has
Okay.
to be funky.
That's what I-
My voice is cracked, bro.
Want the funk.
We want the funk.
Yeah.
If you give you the funk, you gonna take it.
Hey.
Then if I give you the funk,
You
you gonna
gon'
take it.
Take it. What you been on, Jake?
I've been going through. I've been trying. I just got Spotify, so I'm going through my SoundCloud and like switching back over songs. And I stumbled across like Chance's old acid rap album.
Classic.
I was going through that.
Yeah, they don't have all the songs on Spotify though.
Oh, they don't.
They have. I'm trying to think of which songs are missing.
They have the classics like Smoke Again and.
They have Smoke Again on there. They have Everybody Something. Do they have the joint with Action Bronson? Chance to Ruthless.
It made me realize though that I haven't really.
Good ass intro. Push a Man. Paranoia. Cocoa Butter Kisses. Juice. I think Juice might be the one that they didn't have. I got the juice. I got the juice. We might have to bleep this part. Let's see.
Hey, so I really wanted juice.
Yeah, it's Juice. They don't have Juice on there. So he has like a little description of why he doesn't have Juice on the album. And I believe it's because of sample clearance. So that's like kind of what is lost with the mixtape era is all of the things that could not be cleared
Oh, I didn't know
sample-wise.
that. Wow.
Yeah. I feel kind of raw about that because we don't have like the old mixtapes that I grew up listening to. Like you can't go on Spotify and listen to the Drought series from Wayne.
Yeah.
Or you can't go listen to like the Dedication series or Trap or Die. Or, like you can't find those.
Yeah, that's
And-
what's whack. What's whack is there needs to be a platform where you can listen to mixtape stuff.
Well, don't they still exist on like Dat Piff and shit?
Yeah, but it's just not a good like
The interface
App.
isn't good.
like the way the app is designed. Like
Yeah.
Apple Music, it's a good app.
I feel
Like
like it's the same with SoundCloud. Like they have a lot of cool. Like anybody can post to SoundCloud, so they have a whole bunch of cool remixes. But it's just such a shitty app to use.
yeah,
It's so
the
frustrating.
organization, the way they
Yeah.
organize the app. If they made it easier, then they would have it to where we can have this. What we're talking
But
about,
also,
like
shit gets pulled off of SoundCloud if it like gives a copyright flag. You know, anytime you upload anything that's like audio or video, it gets scanned by a machine, not a person that is trying to find anything that's like copywritten material. They'll flag it and they'll take it down. So like YouTube is probably the strictest, but it happens on SoundCloud too.
I had a client that actually worked in his favor. He was trying to find out who he wanted to put this beat on his record, but he couldn't figure out who it was. We were talking about trying to make a type beat like it, but when he put it on YouTube, it flagged it, so he was able to hit that producer up, and go and pay. He was like, "What?
That's very.
He was willing to pay a couple. Yeah, actually, it kind of worked.
Yeah.
But I will say though that if you're getting flagged for a sample, you're probably not being creative enough with your use.
Well, think about this, right?
Like, cause you can distort it. You can change. I'm not saying
You can distort it, but what if
you can warp it.
what
like,
you're trying to do with the sample is be reminiscent of why you started writing the song in the first place? So an
That's a good
example of
point.
that,
Like we're gonna do with the theme song. It's still gonna be 70s funk
Yes.
as fuck. So how are we gonna make it so it's not like, oh yeah, but we changed it so it's not 70s. No,
we'll
it's
have
gonna
to work
be
on that. But here's an example.
Okay.
There's this song called "They Reminisce Over You" from Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and it samples Tom Scott's version of "Today," and "Today" is itself a cover of a Jefferson Airplane song, also called "Today." So they take a very, very specific part of the saxophone, and it's kind of looped in the beat itself. That's
That's one of my favorite beats. Doom, doom, doom.
And
So it's supposed to
that's
keep
how
the
the
inherent
song
quality
sounds.
the same quality, right? Yeah.
Well, it just depends. There are some songs that use samples where you can't tell what is sampled. There are others where they sample a part specifically because it made them feel a certain type of way when they heard it, and that's what inspired the creation of the song that they're making in the first place. So it just kind of depends. Sampling is in itself an art, and you know, yes, there are some that are like copy and paste, and those are not very creative. And I say that with quote fingers because what is creative? But there are others where that is a choice,
Yeah.
you know?
I wonder how G-Eazy made it, because I feel like most of the only reason he's big is his samples are like.
No.
whoever's producing
The
beats
way
is
that
really-
G-Eazy made it is because he was
like he's not that great of a rapper.
Here's somebody that
but
knows.
G-Eazy's good. He's good. He's just not like spectacular, right? But part of the reason why he's so big is because he's like cool. One of the biggest things in rap is you got to be cool. If you're not cool, then nobody's going to give a shit about what you're doing. Sometimes you can be cool in a very specific way. Sometimes you can be cool in a very traditional way. Classic, cool shit like that. Somebody like G-Eazy is basically like the Fonz that raps. And he's from the Bay, and like I don't know if you know that many people from the Bay, but they have like this very melting pot style about them a lot of the time, where they just kind of grew up entrenched in a lot of different cultures that is all very uniquely Bay Area type shit. So when when G-Eazy came out, he was doing references to things like Mac Dre and rapping over Too Short beats and E40 beats, and he has features with E40 and like other Bay Area artists that are really solidified. But in addition to that, he's like a good-looking, cool white dude, and girls like him. So everybody wants that guy to perform because he's making party songs, played at frat parties, fucking schools, shit like that. And he got the right manager that just put him in the right situations. And those were the right situations for him. It's just selling him as the cool party guy. And then once you're signed to a label that owns a certain catalog, getting certain samples is not so difficult as far as like clearances.
Because you're already on a bigger label, they'll
Right.
just be.
And they're
pay-
sampling from their own catalog.
It's part of why Spotify and those things exist anyway.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
But,
whole packages of artists.
Yeah. I've been listening to Vince Staples. Vince Staples put out a new album. It is self-titled. It is called Vince Staples. I love this album because, following reasons. One, it is short. It's like 22 minutes. It's 10 songs. Two, the sound of it is very unique. Vince Staples is one of the greatest communicators we have in all of music, I believe. The way that he speaks and the his word choice and the imagery that he uses is very very clear, like crystal clear. He made an album that sounds like a day in the life of a gang member told in a way that is very bleak and like melancholy. It sounds somewhat like regretful. But it's also very like sing-songy and catchy. It's quite good. And it's only 22 minutes. I recommend it. Vince Staples' self-titled album, Vince Staples. I also heard a song a couple of days ago from IDK called 1985. That is fucking good. Somebody needs to go listen to that like 10 times in a row. That shit is fire. But, yeah.